everyone, it's Kim from Raven Kim Woodwinds and welcome to my channel. You just heard the music from a modern folk instrument called the Dolce Duo. The Dolce Duo is basically a tin whistle with two voices. As you can see, it has two tubes, one for each voice, independently operated by each of your hands. What makes this special is it's a polyphonic woodwind instrument. Polyphonic, for those who don't know, poly means multi and phonic refers to the voice. It's an instrument that can play two or more voices at once. This introduces us to the subject of this video, where I want to talk about polyphonic woodwind instruments. Because I feel like not a lot of people know about them anymore. When most people think about woodwind instruments, they think of monophonic instruments. Monophonic only have one voice. Mono, one phonic voice. And I think this is because of what's popular in Western classical music. For example, well-known woodwind instruments used in Western classical music are the flute, the saxophone, the clarinet, the piccolo. These are all monophonic. There are a few exceptions, for example, the melodica with the keyboard and the harmonica that are polyphonic, but I don't think they're quite as well known to the average listener. When we go beyond the world of Western classical music and we start looking into folk musical traditions and musical antiquity, you can find some very beautiful examples of polyphonic woodwind instruments like the Dolce Duo. Here's another one I have with me. It's a special double ocarina that I'll talk more about later. Again, another polyphonic instrument. Unlike your usual double ocarina where the second chamber is used to play the higher notes of the scale, the second chamber on this one allows you to play accompaniment to your main melody. So you use your fingers to play the left-hand side, and then the right side is controlled by your thumb, allowing you to switch between two drone notes. Ocarinas like these can be found in archaeological examples like those found in South America. Personally, I think it's amazing that you can get music as complex as that, especially coming from woodwind instruments, coming from cultures as old as those that you can find in the archaeological record. Perhaps the best known example of a polyphonic wood instrument coming from archaeology is the case of the Greek Aulos. Now, the Aulos is quite similar to the modern Dolce Duo, but instead of using whistle mouthpieces, it uses double reed mouthpieces like that you would find on an oboe. I don't have an example of that exact instrument in my collection, but I'll cut in a video to give you a taste of what it sounds like. Now, there are more examples of polyphonic woodwind instruments that I don't have with me right now. But perhaps the most popular example are the Scottish bagpipes. Bagpipes have what you call drones, which are basically notes that sustain and accompany the main melody. The tubes that you see coming out of the bag outside of the chanter are what produces those sounds. Now, on my side of the world, here in Asia, you have something close to the bagpipes from the Chinese called the Hulusi. The Hulusi is also a reed instrument, but instead of having a bag to contain the air, you use a gourd. And then it has two tubes sticking out from each end that also produce a drone sound. Now, this video is by no means a comprehensive account of the various polyphonic woodwinds that you can find throughout different cultures. I like to think of it as an introduction that will hopefully open more people's eyes to the wonderful world of folk music and musical antiquity. There's so much more to music outside of Western classical music, outside of popular music, outside of what you usually hear from the radio, and you might surprise yourself with how much enjoyable music you can find just by looking up the musical traditions of your country or the musical cultures from all around the world. I'll leave you guys at that. I hope you learned something today, or at least I hope you enjoyed viewing this video. If you like content like this, please do like, share, and subscribe. It helps my channel a ton. And I'll see you next time.